other fancy words. That's what this is really about with President Trump, right? It's not that he was wrong and forgot about President George H.W. Bush as having more electors. It's that he'll say 3 million people voted illegally and have not a shred of valid proof for that, and set us on a course of deception on that issue that has a lot of ramifications. Do you believe it's more than just misstatements and being wrong, but about being deceptive?
I hope that the president is not deceptive, but if that were to be the case, I would indicate my views, and I always try to speak truthfully, and I hope moving forward that there can be as great a position of accuracy from the White House and from those of us in Congress as well, because I think, Chris, the people deserve that.
I understand why saying that the president had been deceptive about something is politically dangerous for someone who's in party in Congress. But let's put it this way. Do you think that you would be comfortable having said everything that President Trump has told the American people as fact?
I believe, for example, that those who were at my town hall meeting last night were not paid. And if the White House believes that many of those at town hall meetings have been paid, I think that that is an inaccurate statement. And I indicated last night at my town hall meeting that these were constituents in the district I serve, and they were there to indicate their positions on various public issues, and I was there to listen to them.
You felt that it was organic. And by the way, if people had organized to come in and get people together who shared like mind on a certain issue, would there be anything wrong with that? It certainly wouldn't be unfamiliar. It's what launched the Tea Party branch of your party in 2009 in direct reaction to that new president and his policy.
Absolutely true. People have a right to organize, and I'm a strong believer in the First Amendment, and there's nothing wrong with organization. I do believe that most of those at my town hall meeting last night were there based upon being constituents in the district, and I was pleased to be able to interact with them.
Now, this weekend, you're probably going to get questions about what the White House just did with transgender bathrooms. And just so people understand, the Obama administration had put out federal guidance on this. It wasn't necessarily law, but it was a shadow of protection. A court froze it. So it's been in limbo anyway. Now that has been removed, and people are critical of it. As point of fact, you were one of 43 Republican congressmen who agreed with President Obama on a similar law or executive action on, which turned into law, on contractors not being able to discriminate on the basis of gender. And you got criticism for that. What is your position about what the White House just did?
I will have to review what the White House just did, Chris, but let me say, certainly regarding contracts, I don't think there should be discrimination against anybody. And as I understand it, the Secretary of Education said yesterday that she believes that we have to protect all students, and I hope all states protect all students, and I think that should be the goal, and I do not want to discriminate against anybody.
Well, you have the politics and the policy. Let's take them each. The politics are that Betsy DeVos, apparently, according to sources and reporting, and not contradicted by the White House at this point, was compelled to do this. She was forced to do this. She didn't want to do it. She didn't think it was right. She fought to put in the language you just talked about as a half measure at the end. What does that say to you about how this was done?
It says to me that Betsy DeVos is someone who is trying to do what is right for the American people. I know that the Secretary was criticized during the confirmation process, but I actually think she has an opportunity to take the lead on educational issues. And I hope that if this becomes the responsibility of the states, that all states will protect young people in the schools across this country. And I do believe that states have the primary role in educational matters, but I hope that the Secretary is able to ensure that all students are treated equally.
Right, but this isn't an educational matter unless you want to extrapolate it as an education and potential intolerance. The reason that we saw the White House under President Obama move on this was because of the absence of this protection in Title IX at this point in time. And if you don't have a federal shadow of protection over this, you're going to go case by case. And every manifestation of our lives and about whether or not the LGBTQ community has equality of rights. You're going to have to go case by case if there's no overarching protection. Are you okay with that?
I believe that Congress should ensure that there is protection, and I suspect that there is a role for Congress in this matter, and I want no discrimination anywhere in America. I think we should be a country that believes in equal treatment, Chris, for all of our citizens, including young people.
Well, it'll be interesting to see after you review more in depth where you come out on this and how it goes over at the town hall. Mr. Lance, thank you very much, Congressman, for joining us. Appreciate you taking the time for New Day.
Thank you, Chris.
Allison.
Well, Mexico is slamming President Trump's immigration actions ahead of a high-stakes meeting with two of Mr. Trump's cabinet secretaries today. How will they be received in Mexico? We have an Arizona congressman weighing in on what he's seeing in his community. Next.
It deserves.
Sorry.
It's unlimited without compromising reliability on the largest, most advanced 4G LTE network in America. And that is all the microphones that I have.
Unlimited on Verizon. 4 lines, just $45 per line.
Did you know 90% of couples disagree on mattress firmness? Fortunately, there's a bed where you both get what you want every night.